Hi guys, it's Lynette. Let's make an absolutely delicious lemon pound cake with a lemon glaze. Look how good this pound cake looks. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's get into it. First things first, we're going to sift our dry ingredients into our bowl. We're going to start with 3 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to add to that 1 teaspoon of salt and 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. We're going to sift all of that together right into our bowl. This is going to help to aerate our flour. It's also going to start to mix our dry ingredients a little bit as we're sifting them into our bowl. Once they're in our bowl, we're going to add in 1/4 cup of fresh lemon zest. Give all of that a good stir until it's well combined, and then we're going to set that to the side. All right, in our mixing bowl, we have 3 sticks of softened unsalted butter and 3 cups of sugar. We're going to mix all of that together on high until it's nice, light, and fluffy. Now, as our mixture is mixing, you'll notice it'll get a pale yellow color. It'll become more and more fluffy. And about halfway through, you probably have to stop your mixer just to scrape down the sides of the bowl like I'm doing here. This will ensure no butter is stuck to the bottom or sugar. You want to make sure everything is well mixed. So I give that a good scrape. I'm going to mix it a little bit longer. And once it's nice and light and fluffy, it is ready. It'll look just like this. All right, to the bowl, we're going to add 9 eggs. We're going to add the eggs 1 egg at a time. We're going to mix the eggs in after each addition. Of course, 2 eggs just fell in the bowl. It's okay. If that happens, do not worry about it. Just try to do 1 at a time for the next one. So you can see I'm just going to mix the eggs in for about maybe 10 seconds. It doesn't take too long. You don't want to overmix your cake at any point in the mixing process. So just until it's incorporated, stop your mixer, add your next egg. Now the reason you do this 1 at a time is because you whipped air into your butter and sugar, and if you add them all at one time, the eggs are heavy and will deflate the air, which you need for your pound cake. All right, our eggs are in. We're going to add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Give that a good mix. And once your vanilla extract is mixed in, we're going to stop our mixer and add in half of our dry mixture that we mixed a little bit earlier. So once half is in, we're going to mix that on low just until it's just combined. And as the flour is combining into that butter mixture, I cut my mixer up to about medium just to give it about 5 seconds to mix in. But again, we're not going to over mix our dough. Batter, I'm sorry. All right, so after that first half is incorporated, we're going to scrape down the sides of the bowl. And to that, we're going to add in 6 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. So there's our lemon juice. It's going in. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to mix until it is just combined. All right, so once our lemon juice is incorporated, we're going to add in the other half of our dry ingredients. And of course, we're doing the same thing, mixing it till just combined. I know it seems like a lot of steps, but pound cakes can be pretty tricky. So you want to make sure you mix them perfectly so you get a great end product. So I'm just trying to walk you through it a little bit at a time. Once our flour is mixed in, we're going to add in 6 tablespoons of milk and do the same thing that we've been doing. And when our milk is just about mixed in, sometimes I will stop the mixer and just scrape down the sides of the bowl again, just to make sure everything is getting evenly incorporated. And then once that's done, our mixture is ready to roll. So you see I'm scraping down here, just to make sure nothing is stuck to the side of the bowl. Our batter looks absolutely perfect. There you go. All right, so I have my tube pan here. I've sprayed it really, really well with nonstick cooking spray. You can also do a combo of cooking spray and flour. I'm going to use a large scooper here just because it's a little bit easier for me to get my cake batter into my pan. But go ahead and add it whatever way is best for you. After all of my batter's in the pan, I'm just going to smooth the top of the batter, just like this. And once my batter is smoothed out, my cake will be ready for the oven. So I have a preheated 325-degree oven. We're going to pop our cake into the oven for about an hour and 20 minutes. After an hour and 20 minutes, it should look like this. We're going to test it with a wooden skewer. It came out clean. We're going to remove our cake from the oven and let it cool for about 20 to 25 minutes. Now, your cake is still going to be warm when you take it from the pan. So I'm going to use a board here with a piece of parchment paper and just flip my cake out of the pan. You may have to tap it a little bit. There we go. There's our cake. And then I'm going to use another board with parchment paper just to flip my cake over. And if you don't have two boards like this, you can use two plates or whatever you have. Just going to flip that cake over and let our cake cool completely. Cake looks so good. Once our cake is cool, we're going to make the glaze. So I have 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter, and to that I'm going to add in 4 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And if you don't want to add the butter, you don't have to. Your glaze will just be more of a clear glaze, but I like more of an opaque kind of white glaze. So I add the butter, which helps the glaze to be that color. So you'll see the difference if you make it without the butter. Either way, the frosting or icing will be totally delicious. So we're just going to give all of this a good stir until it's well combined and as smooth as possible. And if you want to add more lemon juice, less lemon juice, it's totally up to you. Just make the icing the way that you prefer. All right, so this is coming together. It's looking so, so, so good. And that's the perfect consistency for me. Now we're going to take this lemon glaze and drizzle it all over our cooled lemon pound cake. So as I'm drizzling it on, you notice I'm just going to spread it a little bit because I want my glaze to start to drip down the sides of the cake, just because I think it looks really, really pretty, and the more the better. So I'm just going to continue to add my lemon glaze. It's looking so good. And once all of your glaze is on, you want to let your cake sit for at least 30 minutes to give your glaze time to really set up and crust over. So you see here, I'm tapping my cake with the knife, and you see that none of the glaze came off onto my knife. That's because I let it set for a long time, about 30 to 45 minutes, like I said. And then, of course, we have to cut a slice just because, we have to see what the inside looks like. This cake is so moist and so delicious. Let's take a look at this lemon pound cake. And it looks absolutely amazing. Hopefully you all will give this recipe a try, and I will talk to you all later. Bye, guys.